Today we are making a video on ArcoLinux, which is 23.05.04 edition. Here is the boot menu of ArcoLinux. In order to boot it in a live mode, you need to click on Boot ArcoLinuxL, open source or Nvidia. Let's quickly boot it in a live mode. And it's going to take a maximum of 1 minute to load up the desktop layout, or a minimum like 30 to 40 seconds. It completely depends on the Linux distro. Sometimes it may take like more than 2 minutes like that. So I forgot to mention that I'm running it on a virtual machine, which is a VMware with 80 GB of hard disk, 4 GB of RAM and with 2 processors. So this is the latest version of ArcoLinux, which is L, and it is released in 2023-05-04. I'm going to show you how to download this also. And I forgot to mention that I will be posting 2 videos daily. So I already posted a video. So this is the another video. So if you want to watch the another video, watch this video completely and go to the other video. Again, it's going to take a few more seconds to load up the desktop layout. And always remember to boot it in a live boot first, then go with the installation, because there should be some of the bugs in the latest versions or latest editions. So be careful while doing that. I don't want you to ruin your PC. So it's always a good option to boot it in a live boot first for up to like 2 to 3 hours. Use it a good time, like 2 to 3 hours. And if you're satisfied with the Linux distro and you didn't face any bugs or encounters like bugs and errors like that, and go with the installation after the live boot if you are satisfied. If you find any bugs, then just ignore the Linux distro and go with another Linux distro, because there are plenty of Linux distros available right now. It almost took a minute, I guess, but we didn't get any of desktop layout still. Still, let's wait for a few more seconds and we should be having our desktop layout. As you can see, there is a mouse pointer working properly on the screen, and the highlighter should be on the screen recording. I can't see the highlighter. You can see the highlighter on the mouse pointer because I set it up in the screen recordings. And I think we should be having our desktop layout in a few more seconds, like up to 10 to 15 seconds, I guess. It should take a basic of like 10 to 15 seconds. This is the latest version, so it took almost like a minute and 20 seconds to load up the desktop layout. As you can see, there is something loading completely. Just a few more seconds to load up the complete desktop layout. We're just seeing here a panel or a taskbar at the bottom of the screen, as you can see here. Here is our desktop. And let's first change the display resolution because it looks pretty odd. I'm running it on a virtualization, which is a VMware, so it automatically changes the display resolution. You can change it by right clicking and going to the applications and settings. Here is the settings, and go to the display settings. You should be seeing display settings here. Here is the display settings. You can change the display resolutions. Mine is 1920 into 1080. As you can see here. If you can't see the text or font size properly, you can change the scaling. Not this scaling, you can change the scaling by going to settings and go to the appearance, and you should go to the settings and change the window scaling to 2x, and you should be seeing a good size of text here. Here is a 2x with 1920 into 1080, and 2x resolution will be proper to you. If you can't see the text size or a font size, you should be having a bold size. So this is the latest version of ArcoLinux, which is a L version or a L edition. So the user is a live user, and the password is, there is no password for it. So let's quickly close this thing and open the system monitor to see how much resources are consuming right now before launching anything, because we need to check how much resources is consuming before and at the end of the video after running all the apps and the settings, features, all those things. So right now it's almost a CPU is around 35%. It's going to 70% until, and here are the process right now. It's almost a 275 process running right now. And I already mentioned that I'm using a 4 GB of RAM for the VMware, and it's properly around like a 1.1 GB consuming right now, as you can see. And it should change after using the resources and like set desktop settings and features, all those things, and opening some of the apps may change the RAM consuming. I'm going to show it at the end of the video, so you can be having an idea of how much resources will consume in this Linux distro before and after. So right now these are all the things going on the Linux distro. Just remember these things or write it down, or you can put the video side by side to get the exact number of resources consuming. So let me close this thing and open the terminal so we could get information of the Linux distro. It's already a NeoFetch opened here. As you can see, there is complete information here. So I'm going to type a few more commands to get all the information of the distro. For example, inxi-sveit. This is the command to get all the information on the Linux distro. You need to remember this command. Hit enter, and it's going to grab all the distro information for you. Complete information will be available here. As you can see, under system, it's a host ArcoLinux L. I choose the ArcoLinux L edition for this video. A kernel is a 6.2-11, and it's a 64-bit architecture, and compiler GCC version is a 12.2.1, and this is the version of ArcoLinux, which is 23.05.04. This is the version which I downloaded. This is the latest version, and desktop is a XFCE, and the version is 4.18.1. The latest version of XFCE is 4.18.4. That's the latest version available right now, and the GTKV version is 3.24.36, and the version is 4.18.0 for the WM XFWM. And the distro is ArcoLinux, and base is ArchLinux. It is based on ArchLinux, so if you want to use the ArchLinux with a GUI, you can go with the ArcoLinux, and there are plenty of available options in the ArchLinux with a GUI. You can see in my channel. If you want to type it, just type it like ArchLinux, and you should be having ArchLinux with a GUI in my channel. So BIOS Phoenix version is a 6.00, and RAM is almost a 1.13 of a 4 GB of RAM. This is my CPU information. If you want to go through all these things, you can go by pausing the video. So let's scroll it down and get some of the other information. Display is a X11, and the server is a Xorg version 21.1.8, and XFWM version is a 4.18.0. And these are all the display resolutions available for this Linux distro. You can change the display resolution, as you can see here. And jack version is a 1.9.22, and pulse audio version is a 16.1. Pi-Fi version is a 0.3.69. Let's scroll it down and find other information. And I choose the 80 GB of hard disk for my VMware, so I already mentioned in the beginning of the video. So here is the 80 GB of hard disk. So let's scroll it down and get some of the other information. Right now processes are running around like a 245, and uptime is a 5 minutes. It's almost a 5 minutes for starting up the Linux distro. And wake ups are 21, and init systemd version is a 253, and compiler GCC I already mentioned the version. Shell bash version is a 5.1.16. Here is the information, and inxi version is a 3.3.24. So let's type in the same command. Not the same command, but the information is from the above will be the same, but in a short form. For example, inxi. This is the command which will grab the information as the above, but in a short form. And let's type in another command, which is inxi-G. As you can see, you got the information here. Let's type in another command, which is inxi-b. And here is the information. Let's type in another command, which is cat:/etc/issue. And here is the base, or the ArchLinux based, so it's going to say it's as ArchLinux. So NeoFetch was already shown, so I'm not going to show that. So let's type in htop. Htop is almost around like a 747 MB of 4 GB, and the CPU is around like 7%, 8%, and tasks running right now are 76% or 76. So here are the other information. If you want to go through all these things, you can go through all these things. So let me close this terminal because we got all the information we need. So let's open the internet browser. So I'm going to show you their official website, and I'm going to show you the downloading process or the downloading tutorial. Again, the Firefox is the default web browser for the ArcoLinux or the most of the Linux distros available in the websites. So it took almost like a 10 to 7 seconds to launch up the desktop or the web browser. The version of a Firefox is a 1112. This is the latest version of a Firefox. So let me type in the website or the search term, ArcoLinux. This is the search term you need to type in your web browser or the search bar. This is the URL. You can directly type in like ArcoLinux.com. So let me click on the website. So this is the URL. You can directly type in the URL because it's a short form. So let's reject all these things. So this is the website. If you want to go through all the information, you can go to the website and go through all the information. We need to just download the ArcoLinux. So let's go to the downloads. It's going to take a few seconds because I'm using a VPN for my internet. So it's going to take a few more seconds. And here are the information or the minimum requirements for the Linux distro of the ArcoLinux. So these are all the information. So let's go to the source forge. I'm going to choose the XL version or a L version. You can call it like that. So this is the latest version here. You can directly click on the button here, or you can go through the information directly here. Try to ignore the background noise because people are going crazy around my neighborhood always, as always. So if you want to click here, you can click here, or you can go through here and download these things by changing the sort or the resize things here. You can change the modified or a date here. It's completely depends on you. So let me just download the file here. It's going to take like a 5 seconds to download or create the link for the downloads. So here is the link. It's going to pop up the download in a few seconds. Here is the download. The file size of ISO is almost around like a 2.5 GB. If you are on a limited internet connection, it will be a problem for you. If you're having an unlimited internet connection, the file size is around like 2.5 GB. So let me close this thing. So that was the official website and the downloading process. So let's go to the other applications. For example, let's check out the pre-installed applications which comes with this Linux distro. So these are all the applications available for the ArcoLinux L, and which comes pre-installed with the ArcoLinux. So these are all the apps, as you can see. Let's check out the desktop features like wallpapers and some of the features around the desktop. You get a good chunk of wallpapers, around like 12 wallpapers, I guess. So these are all the wallpapers available for the ArcoLinux right now. This one is a good, and this one is also good. So you can customize it on your own. So here is a shutdown options or a restart options. Here is a calendar, date and time, a volume, and audio mixer, and a media player. Here is a screenshot, I guess. Variety, the automatic wallpaper changer. It's not a screenshot, it's a wallpaper changer. It's a network connection and package manager. It's a clipboard, and this is a panel. Let's check out the panel version. It's a 4.18.3, and here is our application manager or the software manager, or you can call it as a package manager. It completely depends on you. So these are all the applications available. So these are all the apps and the versions which are pre-installed in this Linux distro. So I don't want to open the every app and show you the version. You can see it, the versions of the apps right here. I'm going to scroll it down very fast. If you want to slow it down, you can change that setting in a YouTube by 0.25. which should be 1 as the default, and you should change that to 0.25, and you should be having a slow-mo video on your YouTube. So these are all the available apps and the versions of the pre-installed apps. These are all the apps. Let's check out the updates. Let's see what are the updates available right now. So even you download the latest version, you should be having a good chunk of almost around like a 1 GB of updates available right now. So these are the installed version, and this is the updates, and the new release will be highlighted with a blue color, and the installed version will be as a red color. So let's quickly scroll it down. So these are all the applications which has updates right now. It's almost a 1 GB of file size, so I'm not going to download it because I don't want to. I'm here to show you the version or the latest news of the ArcoLinux. So this was some of the desktop features and the package manager. So let's check out, and let's open some of the apps. For example, about XFCE. This is the version of XFCE. So let me open the Tuner file manager. So this is the version. This is the latest version of a Tuner file manager and the XFCE version. So let's go to the accessories. Let's see, we don't have anything to open. So let me show you the installation process, because I forgot to show that before the features of the desktop. The installer should be open in a few seconds. It took like 5 to 6 seconds. So let's check out the version of the Calamares installer. It's a 3.3.0 alpha version 4.02 for the ArcoLinux. So this is the same process in every Linux distro, so there is no complicated thing in this installation process. So let me quickly show you the installation process. First, you need to choose your language. There are plenty languages available in the installation process or this Linux distro. So click on next. After choosing the language, you can choose your location. There is no need to provide your actual location. You can provide any locations. I'm going to choose the America Los Angeles as my location. There is a drop down menu for the maps or the locations. You can choose this, or you can directly click on the map. And here are some of the customization things to customize. You can do it on your own, and it's all your wish to change or not. So click on next after choosing all these things, and it's a keyboard layout. So mine is a Dell wireless keyboard, and it automatically gives the generic 105 key PC for every time. So it actually works for me, so I'm going to choose this. If you have another keyboard, it's going to show you a keyboard. If it not, you can directly search here, or you can type it here. It's all up to you. And I'm going to choose the English United States and the default for the language or the keyboard model. So I'm going to choose this option and click on next. Here is the main thing and the important thing you need to choose. First, you need to choose your installation destination, like a hard disk, SSD, whatever you choose, or what are the place you want to install the ArcoLinux. If you choose the erase disk, it's going to currently delete the operating system, and it's going to install the ArcoLinux L 23.05.04. So be careful while choosing this option. It's going to single boot and delete the current operating system, and it's going to install the ArcoLinux. So if you choose the manual partitioning, it's going to give you the option of a dual booting or a dual operating systems. So be careful, and you need to be having an idea of what you're doing here. So that's the thing. And if you want to encrypt the system, you can provide the password on the both side of the boxes. The password should be same in the same boxes and the two boxes. So I don't want to encrypt the system. I'm going to choose uncheck this option, and here is the bootloader location. I'm going to choose the master boot record, and it's an automatic option, and it's best for me. So if you don't want to install the bootloader, and if you want to install it later, you can do that by choosing do not install a bootloader, and you can choose the system partition for your options. You can customize it on your own, so I'm not going to go through all these things. So these are all the available options. I'm going to choose erase disk and click on next. You need to provide your credentials like a username, password. So I'm going to quickly provide these things. I'm choosing the runboxing as a username. You don't need to provide the actual username and password, not the password. You need to provide any username. You don't need to provide the actual username, it's completely customizable, or you can provide anything. And write down the password because you don't want to scratch your head for the password if you forgot it. So for the sake of the video, I'm choosing the simple password. You need to provide the strong password for the Linux distro because it's a privacy thing, so you should be providing the best password. And write it down the password because if you forget, it's going to be a problem. So if you want to use the same password for the administrator account, you can do that by choosing this option. I'm going to choose it. If you want to change the password, you can type in the password. It completely depends on you. So I'm going to choose this as the username and password. If everything is going good, it's going to be showing a tick mark around here. If you choose the wrong things, it's going to having a cross mark. You already know that. So like this. So everything is, you should be seeing all the tick marks here, and click on next. And here is the summary of what you choose in the previous steps for the installation. So these are all the steps I chose in the previous installation steps. So this is the thing is going to happen after you click on install. It's going to take a maximum of 5 to 10 minutes in the good end PC or a mid end PC. If you have a low end PC, it's going to take a maximum of 20 minutes. So that's the time consuming for the installation process. After that, you need to reboot it. It's going to take a few more seconds and give you the option of a single boot or a dual boot, whatever the option you choose in the partitions. So that's the installation step, and that's the installation process. Always try to live boot first and then go with the installation. After you're satisfied without any bugs, go with the installation. So that's the main tip, and that's the opinion of mine. And I'm not wanting you to ruin your PC. That's the reason I'm going to say it again and again. So always live boot first and then go with the installation. So that's the installation process. Let's close this thing and let's open few of the apps and check out the version of the apps. So let's open few apps. For example, let's go to the accessories. We don't have anything to open in the accessories. Let's go to the development. Let's open Sublime Text. Let's check out the graphics. There is no GIMP, but there are some of the applications like an image viewer and like a color picker. We don't want to open the color picker. Let's open the document viewer. In the internet you have a Telegram desktop and Discord. You don't need to open that because that's not important. So let's open the VLC media player in the multimedia. A pulse audio equalizer, which is not important. You can customize it on your own, so I'm not going to open. So let's open some of the apps. Under the office, you don't get a library office. Usually you get a library office in everything, but you don't get it in ArcoLinux. So I think we covered everything, I guess. Let's open the I think we covered everything. So let's check out these versions and open the task manager and end the video. Program music player version is a 1.3.4. Let's close this thing. And document viewer, I already showed the every version in the app manager and software manager in the beginning of the video, so I'm not going to go through every app. I'm just going to show you some of the apps because I need to show you the task manager because we need to open some of the apps and show you the task manager resources consuming right now. So the VLC is a 3.0.18. Let me close this thing, and again document viewer. Its image viewer is a version 0.13.0. So let's close this thing also. And Sublime Text is a version is here, which is a build 4143. So let's close this thing and open the task manager. So let's see how much resources are consuming right now. Before it was like a 1.1 GB. Right now it's almost a 1.3 GB. We didn't open that many of apps or the important or the heavy resources consuming apps. So it's still a 200 MB more right now as the at the beginning, and right now it's almost 200 MB is more. So it's clearly up to you to use it or not. It clearly depends on you. Even if you have a 2 GB of RAM, it should be good because it's a XFC desktop environment. It's not going to consume a lot of resources. because XFCE and LXDE and LXQT are the lightweight Linux distros or the lightweight Linux desktop environments. So the CPU is around like a 26 to 30% and processors are right now are 254, and here is the memory consumption. So that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. So again, I will be posting 2 videos daily, so there is already a video uploaded, so if you want to check that out, you can check that out after watching this video. So again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. It helps make a good content for you. Other than that, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace out.